picking up the breast, it's important. We get this argument that breasts are all genetics, but genetics are in your power, and we're going to take the approach as if they are. So I give you 5 muscle groups: subclavius, which is right here beneath the clavicle. That's really going to create that cleavage, and we'll go through how each one of them shape the full functionality of the breast on the next slide. The coracobrachialis, important synergist, means they work together. The pectoralis major, which is really what you're seeing on top, the most superficial muscle. The pectoralis minor, which is going to give you that side, that curvature here, some people call it side boob. And that's the serratus anterior, which is going to increase. So, subclavius is going to stabilize and depress the pectoral girdle. That's really picking up the girls, as a matter of fact. That's what you pay for, right? So, subclavius here. This is going to create that cleavage for you. When we can work the subclavius with those movements in Group A of the Movement Mastery Database coming up, the clavicular bench press, these Pythagorean offerings, things like that is going to really aid that cleavage at the top of your chest. The coracobrachialis is going to connect up in here, right next to the serratus anterior, but it attaches to the humerus. When those work together, it operates as a beautiful synergist to create a nice fluffy muscle there. So if you want some girth, some puffiness to the breast, you want to work your coracobrachialis. Now, the pectoralis major is an easy muscle to hit because it's so big, but you got to work everything up under it. And that's what you're seeing as the most superficial layer. The pectoralis minor is going to give you that side boob action. Everyone wants the side boob. That's going to give you the circular shape. And the serratus anterior, as we were talking about before, here, it's really going to increase that cup size. The width of your breast without making you wide. I think the natural breast lift approach has been tainted by the thought that you have to become this huge girl, burly person when you do not. The serratus anterior attaches right here, superficial to the rib cage, and it feeds directly into your breast. As a woman, it's everything that you need, and it stabilizes the inferior angle of the scapulae up against the thoracic cavity. So that's what we're saying, man. Breast all genetics. Yeah, myth, because I'm saying that in the thought process that there's nothing that you can do about the size of your breast. So once you build the structure of the breast, you can build as much fat as you want on top of it, and that's just for how plump you want the ladies to actually be, right? But you have to build the structure underneath first. Without a foundation, your house is going to fall, or at least you shouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't recommend it. So fat patterns are influenced by genetics. Yes, you can get that from your mother, but you can give some brand new ones to your daughter. Get that structure right first. You want to build something that's going to be that nice round shape. As I was saying, you want to get something that's going to build that nice round circular shape of the breast. And that's really all muscular development and intentional fat patterns. And the fat patterns you want to affect last. So that's something that once you get your structure right, you eat as much as you want, make sure you're hydrated. It's cool. We don't like them big, let them do their thing. But all breasts are beautiful. That's the first thing that we need to understand. There is no such thing as an undesirable breast for men or for a woman, right? If the structure has been taken care of. So just to go through this slide a little bit, position high and low. That's what I want to focus on, as well as the shape. So position as far as high and low has everything to do with the posterior muscles on the backside, because these muscles are actually going to work to situate the breast up here, right? Right now, my scapula is tucked in firmly up against my thoracic cavity. And that's giving me the ability to even have some cleavage up here. But as far as the shape, the width, and the cut, that's primarily determined by the front of the body, anterior muscles. And that's what most people focus on all the time, which is why breasts sag. They hang when you don't have any attention towards the backside. So if I was to let my scapula come out right now, it doesn't even feel good. My upper chest kind of disappears, becomes all soft. And that's what a lot of women are dealing with right now. You have no anchoring of your scapulae on the back, something that's holding place. So that external rotation of the humerus, the scapulae always being in place, that is actually what's going to pick the breast up. There's an anterior and posterior balance that you must be aware of if you want your breast to not only sit up high, but to be shaped perfectly and symmetrically. Symmetry is everything, okay? So that's going to be our approach towards the breast. I really want you to think raise anterior groups, upper chest group, lower chest is going to be for thickness and for thickness. Once you start doing a little bit of the heavier lifts, it's not so much about being hard. It's about building size. That's called hypertrophy. And that hypertrophy is going to get you what you want more so towards the end. But first, let's make sure the first thing you want to deal with is the backside, that posterior side. And the way you're going to do that is not only doing exercises that keep you upright, but the serratus anterior, keep you tucked in. And then we come and work on the anterior aspect last. Fair? All right. It's not like magic. It is magic.